I'm going to get started. And so how to buy your first NFT. So first, what is an NFT? It's a non-fungible token. What that means is that it is basically a unique digital asset, a one-for-one, completely unique, indivisible, authentic. The interesting thing about NFTs is that they are on the blockchain, which is kind of like a digital log. So basically you can check from origin to current status, all of the transactions and the origin of everything that comes with that non-fungible token. I like to say what a fungible token is. I feel like that kind of puts in perspective what a non-fungible token is. So a fungible one would be like, a metaphor would be like a dollar bill. Meaning that dollar bills are interchangeable. They have the same value, where a fungible is a one-for-one, a unique digital asset. So yeah, the cool thing about the non-fungible, like I said, is the provenance. You can check it on the chain. You can make sure that you're minting it, or I'm sorry, not minting it, but you are, when you're buying something, you can make sure that you're buying it from the correct person. It helps with knowing that you're buying something authentic. And then there's a log for that, which I think is the kind of the backbone of why NFTs are solving some of the problems that that are out there with collectibles and things like that. 1 second. So next is, what is a crypto wallet? A crypto wallet's basically a wallet. It helps you transact on the blockchain. So in order to use crypto or collect NFTs, you're going to need a crypto wallet. And that crypto wallet, like I said, is what we're going to use to interact with the blockchain. It's going to be what we use to purchase NFTs and just do any transaction. Without that wallet, you're not going to be able to transact. With the wallet, there's a couple of different types of wallets. There's software wallets, which is a hot wallet, or a hardware wallet, which is like a cold wallet, or a vault wallet. Now those go into kind of like security, which we're going to get into. But for our sake, we're just going to focus on software wallets, which is basically a transaction wallet. And then when you're setting up your wallet, you're going to be given a password or a secret phrase. It's called a seed phrase. They're interchangeable. Like when we first started, it was called a seed phrase, and then they wisely started to call it a secret phrase because it seems a little bit more easily understandable. But that secret phrase is kind of the holy grail of your security with your crypto wallet. So you share that with no one. Your secret phrase is your social security number, your bank PIN. You never share it ever. We're going to get into how to kind of store it. Like, you do not want to store your secret phrase on your computer somewhere, because a lot of people kind of do exploits to try to be able to get that information. And once they have that information, then basically they can exploit your wallet and take everything that is in your wallet. So we'll get into the importance of the secret phrase, but for now, just know that you never want to share that ever, 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 ever. Now, the different types of the wallets, the software wallets, is Metamask, is the one that we're going to focus on primarily. It's probably the most widely used wallet. There's Coinbase, Connect Wallet, Rainbow, and Trust Wallet. Luke, as far as raising your hand at the end of the presentation, I'll do some questions. You can ask questions in the chat, and Adam should be able to help you out with that. But you can also wait till the end, and I'll get to you. But Metamask is the one that we're going to use for our demonstration purposes. It's the mostly widely used one, and basically every project is going to have the Metamask. It's on the Ethereum blockchain. It's the one that we're going to be. It's kind of the standard one. So that's the one that we definitely suggest that you use. But do your own research. If there's a different wallet that you think that you want to use because it's better for you, then explore those options and you can use them. As far as hardware wallets, like I said, we're not going to get too deep into that because that's a little bit more advanced, but think of it as just a separate wallet that you can use as far as it looks like you can connect it to your computer. It's not what are they called? USB drives. It looks like a USB drive. And it's basically like a little bit more intense as far as security. Like you get it and you have to kind of double click any transaction that you have. But like I said, with every wallet, hard or cold, hot or cold, we want security, which means if someone got your seed phrase for your hardware wallet, you can be exploited as well. So focus always on never giving away your seed phrase. So desktop and mobile. With wallets, they are basically a browser extension, and we are suggesting downloading that browser extension, and we'll get to that video, but you can do it for desktop and mobile. They do have those options, but for our sake, we want to use desktop. It's just a much smoother, it's a smoother experience for users. Mobile is definitely doable, but it's just when you're in the space and you're trying to troubleshoot a lot of issues with mints and things like that, the number one question or the number one recommendation usually is, are you on desktop or mobile? And if you're on mobile, they say, get to a desktop. You're just going to have a lot less issues, a lot less glitches when it comes to things. So you can use both, but we are suggesting desktop, especially in the beginning. You'll become experts. You'll be able to do mobile, but we want to make sure that you're doing desktop. So we got our first video, how to create a MetaMask. So I'm going to play this and I'll mute myself.
Today we're going to learn how to download and add the MetaMask wallet extension to our Google Chrome browser. We're going to use MetaMask because it's the most widely used wallet. There's other wallets available, but for our demonstration purposes, MetaMask is what we chose. So the first thing we're going to do is go to metamask.io, which is the website that you can download the extension. Always double check the URL whenever you're downloading or connecting your wallet to any site. We're very early into Web 3.0, and one of the exploits that people use is creating a site that looks almost identical to a site that you're trying to go to, and then being able to exploit you that way. So make sure it's the correct URL, the correct .io, not .com or .org in circumstances. So we're at metamask.io, which is proper, and we're going to go to the top right, and we're going to hit download. You can see the supported browsers: Chrome, Firefox, Brave, and Edge. We're going with the most user-friendly in my experience, which is going to be Chrome. You can see that on the top, it is already prompted us to use Chrome. There's a tab for iOS and Android, but once again, we're going to go with the easiest, which is going to be Chrome on our desktop. They do have mobile, but it is it's less buggy and it's a much easier experience with desktop and Chrome. So that's what we're suggesting here. So it's going to say install MetaMask for Chrome. And it's going to bring us to the Chrome Web Store. And we want to add to Chrome. And we want to make sure it's the correct one, which it is. And you'll see a video on the bottom from the MetaMask team. And we always suggest getting as much information as possible. And add the extension. So we can navigate away from the Chrome store, see the extensions tab, and we want to actually add it to the top bar. So we'll click that and then pin it, and now you can see the cute little fox on the top right there. So once we click there, we want to open up the MetaMask site, and you'll be able to see that we go to MetaMask and that we can get started. But first, check out that the fox will follow our mouse. So get started. And here you have two options. We're going to use yes, let's get set up. That's for someone with no wallet or anything like that. The other option, no, I already have a secret recovery phrase, is if you've already set up a wallet, which for our purposes, you have not. So let's get set up. Help us improve MetaMask. I would read through this, do your own research. It's not going to be giving your information, exposing you in any way. So I clicked agree, but check it out and read it yourself. We'll create a password. And with this password, I want you to write it down on a piece of paper. I don't like to keep my passwords or recovery phrase on my computer. We'll get to that in the security section, but let's click that and move forward. So now that we have this password, we're going to go to secure your wallet here. So let's take a little bit of time to talk about what a secret recovery phrase is. It's a 12-word phrase that is your master key to your wallet and your funds. So I can't stress how important the secret recovery phrase is. Everyone wants it. Every scammer is going to be trying to get it. You might hear seed phrase. It was called seed phrase before secret recovery phrase, but it's basically the same terminology. So you're going to be writing this down on a piece of paper, not keeping it on your computer because it can get exploited. And I'd write it on a couple of pieces of paper and put it in a couple of different places. And then you would want to watch this video and read the information on this little tab. But I want to stress how important it is. It's your bank information. It's your social security number. It's if they have access to your wallet and your seed recovery phrase, they have access to everything in your. Today, we're going to learn how to download and add the Metamask wallet extension to.
Sorry, guys. I wanted to make sure I got it in the slideshow mode, and it reset that. So let me see if I can find the right spot for it. I'm so sorry, guy on beach. I'm so sorry. You're on a beach.
Today, we're going to learn how to download and add the, and hopefully all your NFTs are going to be, they have access to everything in your wallet. How important it is. It's your bank information. It's your social security number. It's if they have access to your wallet and your seed recovery phrase, they have access to everything in your wallet and all your NFTs, all your funds, and hopefully all your NFTs are going to be valuable and precious to you. So we want to make sure that you're as safe as possible. And let's hit next. So secret recovery phrase, once we click here, for our purposes, we'll show it because this is just kind of a test. But once we click this, it shows you the 12 words, the holy grail of your password. So make sure you write this down on a piece of paper a couple of times exactly in the order that it is. If you lose this, you lose everything. And if you give this up, you give up everything. So I'm hoping that I am stressing this enough for you. We want to write this stuff down. We're going to need that. But some tips on the right. Store this phrase in a password manager. Like I would not do that. Write this on a piece of paper. I would do that. Memorize this phrase. I have people that memorize it. Just be careful. If you memorize it, you might be quick to use it. So you always want your brain to always know if someone asks for that, you want everything to come to a screeching halt. But here, let's confirm that exactly how we saw it on the page before. And I'll take this time to continually stress how important the secret recovery phrase is. So, always make sure that you're keeping it safe, please. We will talk about it in security, but pretty much no one will ever ask you for your secret recovery phrase. A website will not ask you. So if any website does, even if it's Firefox, there's potentially an exploit there. Everything should come to a complete halt in your mind, and you want to reset and make sure everything is safe. Never give it up. So congratulations. You've downloaded and added the extension to Google Chrome. You've done it. You now have a wallet, and we're very, very proud. So read through all the information, and we want to click I'm done here, and then we'll go check out the wallet a little bit. So It's just saying what's new. They're talking a little bit about where transactions are easier to read. But in your wallet, you're basically going to be looking at your options here: buy, send, swap. Those are all going to be like kind of third-party, things. But the most important, I would say, is under account one is going to be your public wallet address, which you're going to be giving that to people that you want to send money to, or if they want to send you something. It's not a secret or anything like that. You can give that out pretty regularly, and it's not a problem. But let's go to buy. You can deposit ETH through here. Like I said, these are third-party apps, so we'll go over that a little bit. But send, you would put in, if you wanted to send money to somebody like me, you could put my wallet address in there. And then if you want to swap ETH for a different token, you can as well there. So those are basically the pretty standard options for your wallet. On the bottom there, it says assets and activity. So assets, when you get something, you'll see it. And then activity, it'll show you that as well. We'll go over that more a little bit later. And then you can see, you can create a new wallet. You can set up your hardware wallet. And there's different networks. All things we'll go over, but I do want to stress how lovely it's been setting up the wallet with you.
Yes, that was my voice. I am a voiceover actor as well. No, so I saw some people in the chat saying that they're a little confused. We can always talk more and more detailed questions at the end, as well as Adam can provide links to everything, to the slideshow. All the videos will be on YouTube for under VeeFriends account. So there's plenty of things. If you missed some of it, we have all the links, and you can check back at this presentation or other ones on the VeeFriends YouTube account. So moving on, now that we have our wallet, it's downloaded the extension to our browser. We have it now. We need to be able to fund that wallet. And we need to fund it with, in our case, Ethereum. So how do we buy Ethereum? There are cryptocurrency exchanges that you can basically take, connect your bank or fund it US dollars or whatever currency you're using in your part of the world, and then bring it to one of these cryptocurrency exchanges and exchange what you have for fiat for Ethereum. And then we'll learn how to take that Ethereum from the cryptocurrency exchanges and transfer it to your wallet. We're going to be using Coinbase for our cryptocurrency exchange. There's other ones, Binance, Gemini. Do your own research. If one suits you better, then you can use that as well. But for our sake, Coinbase is probably the one that we're most used to, and that we think is good ease of use. So I'm going to play this and kind of skip through and hit kind of the things that I think are interesting. But this is how to sign up for Coinbase. It's going to be basically...
Hello, today we're going to learn how to...
Sorry about that. So basically we're going to learn just adding our information here to sign up for the Coinbase account, and which we're going to be using to fund the Metamask or whatever wallet that you're using. And once you do that, you'll be able to purchase an NFT. So in the beginning, we are basically just creating our account, putting our information in. We're verifying that information. We always want to use two-step verification. It's the safest way to do everything. So we always encourage the most safe practices. So verifying, adding more info. Okay. You'll be able to go back and look at this video as well. I know I'm skipping through it, but once we've identified our verification, it's going to ask us to verify our personal information, verify our phone number. And the last thing that I think something that I'm not used to necessarily is verifying photo ID. So in this, you're going to need to verify photo ID as well as your payment method. So in this, it's asking for a driver's license or a state ID, and it gives you options for being able to add that to the site for verification. Once you verify it, you will be able to enable sending and receiving the funds to the account, but not before that. So that's one thing. So once we do that, we verified everything, and now it's going to ask us for a payment method, because we need to be able to add money to this cryptocurrency exchange in order for us to exchange that money for Ethereum in our case. Bank account is probably the most popular method in my way. It covers all the bases. You can connect your bank, you can take money out, $35,000 a day, which is a good amount for me. You'll be able to take that money, put it in your crypto account, and then when you're ready to take money out of Ethereum, you can then transfer this back to the cryptocurrency exchange, change it from Ethereum back to US dollars, and send it back to your bank. When you have the bank account, that makes all of that process very easy. But the three that I focus on are bank account, which I just said was my favorite one. PayPal, which is super easy, but there is a limit of $1,000 a day. There's going to be a little chart that I'll show you at the end here that you can kind of look through when you're going through all of this yourselves. And then wire transfers is for, basically it's faster than bank accounts. There's no, I don't think that there's a limit on the amount that you can deposit, but typically it's same day. So you can put in, you basically click on the wire transfers. It usually asks for a bunch of information from your bank. Once you have that information, you set up the wire transfer. Once it's transferred to the cryptocurrency exchange, then it's usually done within the same day. I mean, it says 1 to 3 days, so keep that in mind. There's probably circumstances in which that happens, but timing is always interesting. So the bank account, the one con for using a bank account is it takes, I think, something like 3 to 5 business days. And they mean 3 to 5 business days. It's not going to be one of those things where you lucked out and it's 1 day and it's there. It means it. So like if you're setting this up for Series 2, VeeFriends Series 2, don't do this 1 day before the sale. You want to give yourself 5 days to set all of this up, so when it's time, you are all prepared, so check out the timing of all of these and make sure you're taking that into consideration. That's definitely one of the most important things I think you should know about choosing the payment method. So once you choose the payment method, here's the chart that I was saying. So bank account, 3 to 5 business days, all boxes checked. Debit, wire transfer, and PayPal are the 3 that I use. So you can look back on this and kind of use this as a guide to check out what best suits you. But yeah, so basically once we verified, set up the payment method, we are now basically we have our wallet, we have our cryptocurrency exchange all set up. So next, how do we add the ETH from Coinbase or whatever cryptocurrency you're using to your wallet? You have both, but we have to basically make sure you're sending the ETH to the wallet. So I'm going to skip through this one as well. So we're set up here, and let me just move this on my computer. So we're set up, and on the top, you'll notice it says buy or sell, send, receive. So we don't have any money in our, well, we have a little $6 in our account, but we're going to show you how to add it to your account. So here we clicked on buy or sell on the top, opens up a window. This video, it'll walk you through it, but basically when you buy or sell, this is the beginning processes of taking the money from your bank, which in this case, it says buy Bitcoin. Eventually we're going to click that to say Ethereum, and it says pay with, and that's the payment method that we chose when we set up our cryptocurrency exchange. So we're just going to add money to it from the account. So this walks you through that. See, it says buy Ethereum from bank, one-time purchase, We put in $250. And then the interesting thing here is it has an overview, shows you your money in ETH here, the current price of ETH, it's coming from your bank account, and then there's fees. Always want to check out fees. Now it says, I think it says something like it's going to take a minute or two for that. Once you click done and buy, let me see here, I got that there. So once we click buy on the bottom, it's going to take a second to update our portfolio balance. So buy now, sorry about that. So buy now, we're clicking that and we're waiting for it to reflect in our portfolio balance. So it did. Once we clicked buy, now it says $251 on the bottom, has the Ethereum, and it shows that, that we have that. So it's updated. We've now taken the money from our bank, put it into our cryptocurrency exchange, and changed it from whatever currency you're using to ETH. Now that we have ETH in our account, we can move it to our wallet. Once it's in the wallet, we are good to go. So on top, it says send receive next to buy and sell. And basically we're going to click send receive. And we're going to need to know what our wallet's account one, underneath that, it's our public wallet address. It's public because we can share the public wallet address. Whenever you're sending, receiving anything, that wallet address is what you give people and it's public. So like, let's say I wanted to give, let's say, Jose Ventura, who's watching us, I wanted to send him ETH. I would say, what's your public wallet address? He would copy and paste that under his account one once he opened up his wallet. And I would basically go under send receive on the site. And when I hit send receive, I can send all. Let me just try to get it. Sorry, skipping around sucks. I apologize about that. But when we hit send receive, this opens up. And so where it says send, I could put all the Ethereum because it says pay with Ethereum. I could send all of it, the $245. And then two, I can put in that public wallet address. If I was sending it to Jose, I would put his wallet in there and then I would send it to him. But for our case, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to send it to my own wallet because I want to buy my own NFTs. So I'm opening up my Metamask wallet, going into there and finding where it says account one, copy and pasting my address into this. So I'm sending my Ethereum to my wallet. I just wanted to use Jose for a fun example. So like I said, we pasted the wallet address in there. And before we hit continue, we want to just make sure we double check. Like if we screw up anything here, your money's being sent somewhere and there's not anyone that you can really call to get it back. So make sure it's the correct wallet address because there's no real do-overs, right? Unless someone's super nice and you can get a hold of them somehow, but always double check. So we copied our wallet address in there. I think on the video, I'll open back my wallet up and I just want to make sure on the top, it says OX798 and it says under the 2 on Coinbase, OX798. The last 4 are 929C. Here it says 929C. So we basically have the correct wallet address. We've double checked and we want to hit continue. So once we hit continue, it sets the ball in motion. And this is the first time we're actually using the blockchain. So there's a network fee here. Always check the network fee. That's basically a gas fee. Get very used to gas fees when you're using blockchain technology. That is your transaction fee. It's always going to be there. It's a real bummer, but basically you always want to check it to make sure you're comfortable and that it's correct. If it's not, you can overpay. And that's the number one like rookie mistake thing that I've noticed is, come on. Sorry about that, guys. Let's get back to that. So yeah, it's the number one rookie mistake thing is the gas. So the network fee. But once we're ready, we click send now. We've got the correct address. We're going to send it. It says payment received less than 10 minutes. So Once you click send now, it's going to take about 1 to 15 minutes, they say, to get to your wallet. A scary time when your money is like in the ether. You want it in the place, but just give it about 10 minutes. Sometimes it takes a minute. Sometimes it takes longer. Gas, like I said, it's a transaction fee, and gas kind of fluctuates during all time. Like, it's always fluctuating depending on the busyness and congestion of the blockchain and how many transactions are going through it. So let's say we put it in and the gas was one price, and then VeeFriends 2 was coming out at the same exact time. Gas shoots up. It's going to take a long time for your transaction to go through. So you're either going to have to wait long time till it comes back down, or you're going to have to speed up and add more gas. So it will get there. You can open up your MetaMask wallet here, and now you can see, once you've opened it up, that it is now reflected of the money that you sent in there. So it's $356 US dollars. You can change whatever currency you want to reflect that, and 0.1113 ETH. And under activity, it shows you received it. So that's an activity log of everything that's going on. If it said pending, you could click on that and kind of go to Etherscan. It's a whole nother level, but basically that's an activity log of everything. So you can see that it's going and feel comforted knowing that the transaction is happening. Assets next to that is where you would see some of your assets. So basically now we've downloaded our MetaMask extension wallet. We've signed up for a Coinbase currency exchange, and now we've taken our bank or whatever payment method we used, exchanged it to Ethereum, and then transferred it to our wallet. We've basically done everything. This is just a graph to use for the payment methods. If you want to check back with this, Adam has the link to all of the slideshow and all the information, so you can come back here. How to buy an NFT on OpenSea. We're not going to show that right now, although it's probably the funnest part of all of this is basically buying an NFT on OpenSea. OpenSea is kind of the eBay. It's probably the most popular sort of secondary market. You can sell on here. You can sell. You can, if you are an artist, you can put out NFTs on here as well. And basically, you can basically check information. So let's say like VeeFriends sold out. Like Series 1 obviously was sold out. You can come here, look at VeeFriends, and make sure that you can buy it on the secondary market. You will always, whenever you go to a Web3 website that you will connect your wallet to, this is a perfect example. Like, this is where you basically can connect your wallet. It logs you in, your wallet is connected. Under your profile, you can see all of the NFTs that you've purchased. It's an easier way to view your NFTs as well. So once you purchase it, I go in here and check my wallet. You also don't even have to sign in to check your wallet. If you copy and paste that public wallet address in the top, you can search anyone. You can search Gary's wallets. You can search anyone's wallets without logging in. But when you log in with your wallet, it makes it easy to check everything and purchase on the secondary market. We want to make sure eventually to kind of see how to properly do everything. Make sure accounts are verified, collections are verified. There's so many crazy things that are going on. Hopefully we'll be able to kind of guide you through making sure you check and double check and do all of those things. OpenSea, it says OpenSea.io. You make sure that that's the website. You don't want to go to .com because you can get scammed. Always check that. But basically, this will walk you through it. So I would say after this presentation, you can go back and it'll walk you through basically how to purchase an NFT now that you have everything in your wallet. So yeah, perfect. It's basically a secondary market. There's LooksRare is another one, but OpenSea is probably the most popular one right now. So yeah, moving on. You basically bought the NFT on OpenSea. Like I said, now that you've bought it, where do you see it? And like I said, when we were talking about OpenSea, those secondary marketplaces, those are basically how you see it. You can see it in your wallet under assets, but sometimes it doesn't automatically show, and you have to manually add that token. And it's a bit of a, like, it's tricky, not tricky, but it's not easy by any means. Whereas OpenSea, it will just automatically show up. Once you get to be an expert, which you all will, you'll be able to add your token into your MetaMask wallet. You'll be able to see it. But sometimes it's not updated as well as I would like it to be. So how to see it? You see it on OpenSea or any of the marketplaces. Yeah, it's the NFTs are stored on the blockchain. Your wallet is an easy way to basically see the things that you have that you've bought that are stored on the blockchain. People think that it's stored in the wallet. It's actually stored in the blockchain because that's more secure. The wallet is just basically, like I said, a way to transact and to see how everything is, all the transactions, NFTs you bought. The wallet is an easy way to kind of see those things, but kind of technical jargon, but yeah. So how to set up a hardware wallet? Like I said, this is those Trezor and Ledger wallets. Look at this a little bit later. It's just a more secure wallet. Basically, one thing I want to say is, regardless of whatever wallet you use, you can get exploited if you give out your seed phrase. Just to recycle back to the seed or secret phrase, no one will ever ask you for it. And when I first got into NFTs, I thought, like, when I say no one's going to ask you for it, it's not a simple like, hey, John, who just held that up, I'm not going to say, hey, can I have your seed or secret phrase? It's going to be, you're going to go to OpenSea.com instead of IO, and it's going to be set up so it looks like the website opens, your MetaMask opens, and it asks for your seed phrase. It's no site's going to ask you for it. It's so rare that anyone asks for it in a legitimate way. If you ever have anyone asking you for your seed phrase, it's probably 100% a scam. So just know that. Hardware or whatever software wallet you use, if you give that up, you're giving up the goods, okay? So never give that seed phrase up. But look through that. Our expert hardware our hardware guy set up another video here. So these are two videos that you can definitely check out to help you set it up when you come back. But like I said, it's definitely something that we recommend using. But I do like to stress that, like, it's not the most, it doesn't cover everything. You can get exploited regardless, and we want to make sure you know how the exploits happen. So I have been talking scams in general, but we are early and scams happen all the time. So I just want to make sure that we're kind of covering everything. I basically don't trust anything because there are so many different scams and they're kind of happening all at the same time, and they're evolving because we are so early in this space that we haven't had a time to really have the user interface that's really, really smooth, and that's taking care of a lot of these things right now. So the cool thing is that we are so early. The bad thing is that sometimes we can get exploited. So some of the scams are, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. We're not going to be sending, giveaways, or Gary's not going to DM you in the Discord or on Twitter and say, hey, can I have ETH or anything? Here's some examples of basically just scams. People changing Gary's name slightly. Some of the most, like I said, some of the most critical scams are social engineering. A friend might be DMing you in Discord. I just suggest turning all DMs off in Discord. You don't need them. There's nothing really important in them. I've had friends from the beginning stages that someone can change their picture to your friend's picture and change the name to your exact name from your friend and DM you. And I've fallen for it. I didn't get scammed, thank God, but people can say they're Gary. People can say they're anybody. Emails, if you click the wrong link, it's a phishing email. So basically I would say you have to be on high alert right now. If something is too good to be true, please don't click links. don't have DMs open. Just make sure that you're good. And like I said, seed phrase, never give that up. There's some crazy stuff going on, but always make sure you look at URLs, make sure that you're looking at names and doing all that stuff. And even though you're doing that, you can still get the best of the best get kind of scammed. So I just say trust nothing right now, and always double check in Discord. But with basically I double check on Twitter actual accounts, check the actual links from their actual Discord official links, from their actual Twitters. You have to make sure you double and triple check on those things. So yeah. And then we'll kind of, as we go through, like, there are different things that we will talk about. But here's another example. This is a new one that I haven't seen, but this one was an email from us, I guess, which it wasn't, that there's new, there are new characters coming. One more things are claiming, reply yes. Yeah, so you don't want to reply to any, don't reply to anything, please. Everything looks so legitimate that if I got that, I'd be like, oh, cool, we're sending, like, we're doing something, we're sending these emails. Don't. Just be careful, always go in our Discord, official links, official announcements. That's where you'll get the stuff. Don't trust any of these other ways. So there's some new slides here that I wasn't aware of, but like I said, if you find Gary's wallet address, you can look it up and see what he does. But that's another one of those things where a lot of people airdrop him NFTs. If you're thinking that you can look at his wallet and like buy what he's buying, a lot of times it's just people airdropping saying that he's buying them, trying to get you to buy crappy, collection. So, but you can look him up. Gary says Google is your mama. I feel weird saying that, but I think the point is, do your homework, right? Gary's right. You should do your homework, make sure that you're on top of your games, and look at all these things. What's blockchain? What are NFTs? On your own time, sometimes it's easier to like learn rather than just have me kind of talking. Key terms, wallet address, we went through that. Gas, we went through that. So gas, always check. It can be hundreds and sometimes thousands of dollars, depending on the collection and how busy it is. When you open up your if you buy a VeeFriend and you click mint on the site, that means create, purchase the NFT. If it's sold out, the gas, sometimes in the beginning, when I first started off, it wouldn't say it is sold out, you cannot purchase it. It would just show the gas being $5,000. And that was its way of saying there's something wrong with the transaction. Now I think it'll say transaction is likely to fail. But my point is, always look at gas. It's a great indicator on if there's an issue with the transaction. And if it's $5,000, you should know that before you purchase an NFT. So always check that gas fee, always. Minting is, minting is basically creating the NFT and putting it on the blockchain. It wasn't in existence, and then you minted it, and now it's in existence. So that's what minting is creating it for the blockchain. Secret phrase, I think I've ridiculously went over that to the point where you probably are all mad at me. You're like, yeah, we get it. We're not fools. NFTs and tokens, interchangeable. Tokens, NFTs, kind of all the same sort of thing. It just depends on if it's a non-fungible or a fungible. Signing, when you are purchasing something or signing into a website, it's going to ask you to sign. It's just basically a click through. Make sure it's the official, like you're signing something. Also, a way that scams can happen if you're on the wrong site. If you click the wrong signature, they can try to basically okay an NFT, like, oh, it's okay to sell that NFT to me for $3 or whatever it could be. So make sure that when you're signing, that you're taking a second to potentially look at, that you're signing the right thing. A lot of times it's not, it's in like weird coded areas. So yeah. And index. So the slideshow has everything here. You can go through this, check out all the step-by-steps. VeeFriends collection breakdown, click that. Basically has the, come on. Basically, it's going to bring us to the blog where it has our VeeFriends Genesis collection, Series 1. Gary originally owned, which was part of the series 1. Mini drops, which is kind of like special little drops that we do every once in a while for, depends on, like Spooky V's was a Halloween one, gift goats. Book games is the other thing that we've done, where Gary released his 12 and a half book, and you got an NFT with that. And we are launching VeeFriends Series 2 in spring of 2022. So that is basically it. And let me see here. I'm going to open it up to questions now. And so if you want, you can raise your hands, and then I will ask you to unmute, or I will give you the option to unmute. So on the bottom, I believe it says reactions, and you can raise your hand. Once you do raise your hand and I call you and you're done with the question, just please unraise your hand and mute yourself back up. Okay, let me just stop sharing my screen real quick too. Okay, cool. So Luke, I know that you were, let me go Sunny. Sunny, are you there? All right, I'm gonna move on. Tony, let me ask to unmute. Can you unmute, Tony?
Hey there, it's Tony.
Tony,
Hey,
there you
thanks
are.
so much. Hi, thanks so much. Great to be here. Great to see all the people. Thanks for your help and support. Even if it seems you're getting it's so much done on VeeFriends that you're always on the new stuff.
Oh my
with
God,
the new cool. I have one question, which is I stalking every message of Gary in a message tracker, which helps me a lot to get some informations about VeeFriends 2, book games and everything like that. And there is one question. I never found something out about the VeeFriends count on the there is a VeeFriends count. You know what I mean? On every book games.
On the book game.
You have a 0, you have 1, you have 2. At some rare one, you have also 3. What's that mean? Because VeeFriends count something sounds to me like, hey, that's a count for the series 2. Is there something depending on that one? Or
so I'm gonna ask. See Adam, and I'm gonna ask to unmute you. Adam's, I think, probably the more of an expert on book games. Can you help me out with that?
Yeah, so I think you're referring to referring to character appearances on the book games page?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's not anything that's linked to series 2. It's just something that let's say somebody has like an accountable ant VeeFriend and wants to see if their accountable ant is in that collection. They'll be able to search it that way. I think it's just an extra filter in the metadata. But it doesn't have a link to series 2.
Okay. And for that one, it's like I understood that in one chat I saw it. If you have the right book games, different NFTs, you will be able to exchange them and don't have to pay additional Ethereum to buy it.
That's right. I would definitely hang in the VeeFriends Discord for anyone who has questions similar to this, because that's where everyone VeeFriends expert is oriented, or everyone VeeFriends oriented is are experts. For new characters that Gary's releasing in series 2, you'll need combinations of different book games, and that won't need any Ethereum. It's just a little bit more advanced than what we're chatting about here. So if you have questions on that, I'll put my Twitter in the chat and we could talk, but I don't want to confuse other people because some people don't know.
Are you on Discord too?
Yeah, I'm at Rips in the at RIPPS in the Discord, and I'm an admin in there.
Okay, cool. Then I write you there also for a Weekon original ticket where I have a question. Thanks so much.
Shoot me some questions.
Cool. Thanks.
You got
have a good one. Thank you for the time.
Hey, just mute and unraise your hand. It was nice talking with you. All right, John, I'm going to ask to unmute.
Hey there. Does keeping your VeeFriend in a hardware wallet affect your eligibility to be airdropped anything like the Series 2, or eligibility for anything else?
So, here's what I would say is that it shouldn't. hardware wallets I like to call them vault wallets. I don't want connected anytime, anywhere, any place, right? Because that's the only way that you're not going to get scammed out of your stuff. Now, the thing that's annoying is you keep a lot of your more valuable NFTs in there. And a lot of times they'll be like Cool Cats or something like that. You get the Cool Pet if you have it in your wallet and you need it in the wallet. And so you would either do what you shouldn't do, which is connect your vault wallet or hardware wallet to the cat site, risking vulnerabilities. But it's easier for you to do that in order to mint that airdrop or whatever the case might be. Whereas I would suggest transferring it out of that wallet into your transaction wallet. And your transaction wallet, you only want to keep things that if you do get exploited, then you won't just be devastated if someone does get in there somehow. So it does affect it in that I don't want any sites connected to that hardware wallet. The negative thing is that a lot of times these cool projects, you need to have them in your transaction wallet in order to get those airdrops or whatever. So yeah, I mean, it's a tricky subject in that that it does affect like an airdrop potentially, but then you're also being, like you're being somewhat safe. So like if you did get exposed, all your stuff's gone. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, kind of. So I could have like 2 ledger wallets, have one that I keep my actual currency on, and then one with NFTs that I need to be transactional with, and then that's the one that I would use to connect 2 sites. So I guess it's not really any different than just keeping your NFTs in your MetaMask wallet that's connected.
Right. Like you can't, like, here's the thing that I think a lot of people, and I know I felt like the hardware wallets were like super amazing in a lot of ways, and they are, but you could potentially just have 2 separate wallets and they don't have to be ledger. They can just be your regular sort of software wallets that one just is never connected to anything that you keep your stuff in. And that in essence is your vault wallet. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just basically want one wallet with all your good stuff in it that you don't connect to anything, so you're not risking any sort of vulnerabilities. And then the sucky part is that sometimes you have to transfer the stuff out of that in order to kind of be eligible for airdrops or mints of pets or whatever you're getting from some other NFT projects. But then you can always transfer it back or whatever you want to do.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's what I was suspecting. So thanks for clarifying that. That makes sense.
Yeah, it was nice talking to you.
Thanks.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go with Maddie Lungo.
Hey, so really quickly, thank you for doing this. This is amazing, man. I like needed this information.
Thank you, Maddie.
So, and I apologize if this question is a little off topic, but do you guys
love these?
Do any discussions or give any base knowledge to people who want to mint NFTs?
In what sense? I mean, what do you mean, like base knowledge, as far as like what are good ones, or like what do you mean?
More like the process. I have this probably ridiculous, kind of convoluted concept and idea for something that I want to do. It just involves a lot of different moving pieces, and I just had some questions that I wanted to ask somebody with experience.
Oh, are you talking about like minting, like creating your own project?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's 2 ways to do it, right? The easy way to do it is on something like Openc, where it basically is you can mint whatever you want on there, and it's a very simple walkthrough. It's usually standard smart contracts that goes into a whole different sort of level, but NFTs are basically smart contracts. And with Openc, it's a very general one, and that's the negative part of it. But like really great projects use Openc. It's very simple. You upload your JPEG and they create it with their smart contract, and then you can sell it through there very easily. The way that we do it, or more established projects, is using custom contracts and creating your own website, which you would need front-end developers and back-end developers. The back-end do the NFT stuff, the smart contracts. Front-end basically does the user interface. And then with that, that's how you could release the project. So there's two ways. The easy way, and OpenSea is starting to use really cool contracts other than just the generalized ones. So you could definitely do that very easily and put it out there and use that way.
Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah. Thank you. I have like a million more questions, but I don't want to take up all the time. So
cool. We're doing these for like 8 weeks. I think that we're at like week 3 or 4.
Okay.
So if you stop in, you can always ask more questions and we can answer, more for you.
Okay. Is there a way that I'm sure you're busy, but is there any way I could maybe DM you somewhere and ask a few other questions from you? Is that okay?
Yeah. So, and I'm going to use this as a way to kind of give you an example of a good way to DM somebody.
Okay.
Because DMs are very scary in Discord. Yeah. The best way to do it and Adam was talking about this as well. If you're in VeeFriends website, Discord, on the side, it says like admin. And if you click on our names, then you can click on that and it'll open up a little area where you can type, and then you can type there. If someone DMs you, they can pretend that they're one of us. So
yeah, I had that happen earlier.
Yeah. So a great way to do it is to click on the name in the Discord that says under the admin tab. That's the way that you can make sure that that's the actual person. And then like with friends, like usually you have a history of talking. If someone tries to impersonate the friend, like this happened to me, it starts a whole new one. So you're like, wait a second, what happened?
Where's the last? Yeah.
Those are a couple of ways to make sure that you're talking to the correct person. So yes, I'm in the Discord, Yojo, YOJYO 333. I'm in and out of there, but all the admin, Rip said he's going to be in there as well. You can DM any of us with your questions.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it was a pleasure, man. Good talking to you.
You too.
Yeah. Mute and unraise.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Maria. You there? Asked to unmute Maria with the nice.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Hello, how are you? I have a question. If I want to participate and buy VeeFriends too, I had to have like the book thing or BF1. Sorry for my English. It's not my mother language.
You're perfect. You relay the message better than I could, so you're fine. Yeah. So with book games is a way to be put on the friends list, which means that you're not guaranteed, but you're entered into a way to potentially mint series 2, right? So there's an advantage for you. It's not guaranteed, but you will have a chance to mint better than someone that doesn't have them. There are other ways that you can, like the 15 characters, I believe that you're going to need book games tokens in order to get those. But let's say you don't have any book games, right? Mm-hmm. There will be a public mint in which you don't have to have anything. And you will be able to purchase a series 2 through there. It's just a matter of how crazy that could potentially get as far as, remember I said earlier, like gas fees can hike during times like a really good drop, it can spike. And the dangerous thing is like, it might be even more than the actual NFT sometimes. So you have to just weigh your options as far as those go. But yeah, does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you very much. The other thing is you don't have the price yet, right?
For series 2?
Uh-huh.
Adam, are you there? I'm always afraid that like I could be like Tom Holland and spoil something and then I'll get, murdered by the, people.
Yeah, you're good. Gary's been very vocal about series 2s being under $1,000 a piece in Ethereum at the time. So if this is releasing sometime in April, he'll take that Ethereum price and convert it to under $1,000. And I think for everyone here on Friday, VeeFriends is releasing more info on how series 2 is going to work with the book games collection and with the public mint and everything like that. So definitely stay on the lookout for that.
Okay, thank you very much.
Of course. Cool. Just mute Maria. Arian?
Yeah.
How do I pronounce that? Did I do it right or no?
No. It's actually Aryan.
Arian.
Yeah.
All right, cool. By your laughter, I can tell that I didn't pronounce it as well as I could have. Apologies. What's your
It's
question?
fine. So actually, I had a doubt that whenever we just mint any sort of a collection, then we usually have to connect their website to our MetaMask wallet or whatever the wallet we usually use. So is there any sort of chances that we get scammed by any sort of collection which we are currently minting?
Yeah.
Because we have connected there and we have signed that we are accepting any sort of things that they are willing to do there.
Yep. So I think the question is that like basically like how do you make sure that you're not doing something crazy on a site that that you're potentially minting off, right? So
Yeah.
a couple of things that I would say is that a collection should have an official Twitter page and an official Discord, right? And in those areas, they should have official links to their site. Okay. Now, I want you to know that like there are like sometimes Discords get hacked and things like that. But I would check their official Twitter, official Discord links, and make sure that I'm doing the proper website first and foremost. Got to make sure if you're connecting to any site that that it's the proper site. If it's .io or .com, you got to make sure that you're on the right one. If you connect your wallet to the wrong site and you make the signature, then you could potentially, connect to a site that exploits your wallet. So yeah, so go to the official sites to double check on the actual site. Another more like real, more complex thing is if you can find the contract in which it is the official contract of the minting contract on the signature area, it should have that contract as if that's what you're connecting to. Because a lot of those signatures have like coding jargon, and you can't read it. One of the things I think we're going to be learning and working on in the future is changing those signature pages to readable things that are readable to us actual people, instead of 01x54. You know what I mean? Like, what am I supposed to do there? But in signatures, if you can find the correct contract addresses, and that's a good way to make sure that you're signing something proper.
So actually, I had another doubt too.
Sure.
Let's take an example that I'm creating a collection of 10,000 NFTs. That's not related to like the avatars and all, the avatar profile picture NFTs. They aren't those. They are like the music industry. Let's take an example. There's a song and I'm taking a line from that song, and I have created 10,000 such NFTs. So will it be, and in case if my future project, I create a metaverse there, so would I be able to use this NFT as a ticket there? And in case if it would be possible, then how would it be possible?
Yeah. First of all, songs, be careful with copyright. There's potential for issues with that, but yeah, NFTs, like I said, are smart contracts, and you can fill those smart contracts with pretty much anything, which, they're working on that all the time. But one of the things that NFTs particularly have been used for is called gated tokens, meaning that if you create a metaverse, you can create something in the contract that says, this is gated for that, basically like open the gate. If you don't have that, then you don't have the key to that gate. It's a very simple concept that basically, like, if you have the NFT, you're able to access a website, and it's called a gated NFT. So does that make sense? Basically, you would make sure that you can have a gated NFT written in the NFT in the smart contract, and then you create the metaverse, and you'd be able to kind of have people connect their wallet and verify that they own the ticket NFT, and then access the metaverse.
Yeah.
Cool. Nice chatting with you. I think I have time for one more question. Sorry that I got to run fast, but just mute yourself and let me see. I'll go with I'm gonna go with Jose.
Hi. Yeah, my question was, I'm trying to remember what it was.
Take your time, man.
Yeah, I just had it. Give me just 1 minute.
Yeah, you're good.
How will I be able to find out the physical utilities for that NFT? Because I want to invest in NFTs that actually have physical utility, so it gains real value. So do you know any ways I can do that?
I mean, I guarantee any NFT that has physical utility is going to be advertising it, right? I mean, I mean, the cool thing about NFTs is that maybe you can do a surprise sort of thing. If you want to learn Solidity and how to read smart contracts, which is an amazing thing to do, you can always go on Etherscan under any project and find the contract and then basically read through it. And there's a lot of fun things that you can do to kind of like play around, like simple things. Like I'm definitely not a dev person, but like things that aren't revealed yet, like there's placeholders of like non-revealed NFTs. If in the beginning of NFTs, you could like search how to find if they're rare or not, and then sell ones that weren't rare and keep the ones that were. So there's lots of fun things that you can do with those contracts. And but in general, like I would just say that if there's physical utility, you're going to know about it because they're going to put it out there. As far as like how to make sure that it's there, like the metadata is everything. It's either in there or they could add it eventually. But that's what I would say about that.
Well, what about how to bind physical utility to an NFT? Like, what if I made an NFT? How do I bind that?
Yeah, I mean, like,
that's the problem I'm having.
Yeah, honestly, there's lots of different ways, and a lot of it's kind of like new, sort of, a lot of it's new. So like, you know, hypothetically, like with VCon, the metadata we can do is we can change it from 3 years once the first year is up, to change the metadata and refresh the metadata so it now shows that there's 2, right? So and like I said with the guy in the last question, like there is token gated issues, you know what I mean? So like, you know, there's ways to do it, but there's not like I think that what you're asking is like, is there a cool way? You know what I mean? Like, does it show like in the contract, like you get a freaking cool like thing in there? And I'm not necessarily sure if that's it yet. It's more so like, you know, like that you have access to their website that you can get. Like I have an NFT that I can get free food if I own it, or
so it's binded in the contract. It says that in the contract.
I have to double check, but it's more so like they're using it as like, if you own the NFT, you can prove that you own it by the blockchain. And then once you do that, you can go into a physical location or order it. Like you can connect your wallet and they can see that your wallet owns that. And then you can order t-shirts off of it, get physical stuff off of it. So it's more so like if you own it, they can check that you own it. And with that, they can kind of give you benefits that way.
There's one more thing. Can I hire just any lawyer to be able to help me start an NFT business? Or who do I need to speak to? How do I do that? I've already submitted to some things for Gary, but I don't know if that was.
I don't even think, depending on what you're doing, I don't, you know, like lawyer is, you know, you might not even need a lawyer in the initial, like if you want to put some art up or something like that, like, or whatever you're trying to do, I would ask, you know, I've worked with a lot of projects and mostly the time they get the lawyers after they kind of like blow up a little bit, now that they have to deal with certain things. If you're doing like tokenomics and things like that, you might need lawyers, but right now I would just say that, like, you know, start small. You probably won't need a lawyer until you and your project blow up, which I'm sure it will.
Thank you. All right, bud. Thank you so much. I for sure appreciate that, man.
You're the best. All right.
Thank you, sir.
All right, everybody. I got to run. Thank you so much for coming. It was a pleasure to talk to everybody. And like I said, all the links and the slides and videos Adam should have linked, as well as on VeeFriends YouTube. All of these are going to be on there. And we're doing these classes for, you know, a bunch more weeks. So hopefully we'll see you and ask more questions and be able to help out as much as we can. All right. Love you guys. Bye.